Hey everybody, it's Randy with Carchaeology, and today we are working on the brakes for the 1940 Mercedes 320 Romach Cabriolet. So let's see if we can make it stop. So with Sebastian at the wrench, the assembly of the brakes started out. We sourced new wheel cylinders from Germany. We cleaned and inspected everything else there. And the shoes seem to have quite a bit of meat on them. The material is stuck hard on the shoes themselves. And we also found a replacement master cylinder. So pulling the old one off of there, we should be able to swap that out quickly. Got a little hang up here with that particular line. But we sourced a replacement master cylinder actually through a local vendor. So it appears that at some point on this car, the factory master cylinder was swapped out with the unit for what appears to be a Dodge truck. I picked up a rebuild kit to see if we could rebuild the one that's on the car, but just as backup, I bought a new one so we can exchange it if that old rusty one won't come back together. And unfortunately, the old rusty one is really gnarly. It's stuck hard in there, and very afraid that it is scored in there. So in the eyes of time and function, we're just going to swap that straight out. Front brakes all together now. Got the master in there. Rear brakes all buttoned up, looking good. But unfortunately, we did not complete the brake work today. And I'm a little bummed out about that, but it's just the way that it goes. But all four wheels are back together. New wheel cylinders, new soft brake lines are all installed. The new master cylinder is installed, just needs to be hooked up. And we have blown through all of the brake lines and everything seems good. However, one of the steel lines at the rear axle appeared to have a crack in it, and so we've got to have a new one of those put together. Hopefully we can reuse the original fittings and just replace the line that's in there. So anyway, it's certainly many steps forward, but one step away from being able to get the wheels back on it, bleed those brakes, and hopefully drive it again. But in any case, major thanks to Sebastian for his efforts today. Made a lot of progress on the Mercedes there. It was quite a bugger getting everything back in there, getting the springs in place and all of that. But everything is clean and ready to go as soon as we have that one line. And we can get those monstrous drums back on this beauty and hopefully stop it. Stopping's good. We don't want to run it into anything because that would suck. Anyway, progress on the Mercedes, certainly much more to come, and hopefully on that next video when we complete the brakes, we can pull it back out of the garage, take it for another drive, run it through the gears, and that sort of thing. Still one more thing to do. We've got to drop the fuel tank, clean everything out in there, and get it to actually run off of fuel that's in the tank rather than an auxiliary can like we have initially. So that is still to go. And electrical work, we've got electrical stuff to sort out on it, so on, so forth, further detailing and preservation, and that sort of thing. But I did sign the car up for an upcoming event later on this year in August. There's a Concours event here in California that I plan on bringing the car to. And so the pressure is on to make it run and drive and be operational for that event. And sometimes you need that sort of deadline in order to be motivated enough to make it all happen. I've been trying to visualize what the car would look like restored. I found an artist online that's located in Brazil that does beautiful renderings of cars of this era, as well as any other car actually, and he's done a lot of Mercedes models, so I knew he was the guy to do the job. I sent him a wide variety of detailed photos, measurements of the length, the wheelbase of the car, all of the major attributes so he could get everything right. Sent him the original photo of the car from 1948 that he used for a pattern for much of the shape, and let him at it. So he created several different versions of the car. Here's one with a beige top, white walls, Initially, he did the top as you would see it on most Mercedes models of the era, where it really piles up big back behind the car. But Romich designed this car so that the top one down was hidden almost completely within the body of the car. And so that was one of the details that we worked out towards the end. Did measurements on the rear window, on the taillights, really got down to some details on it so everything would be proper and correct. And so these are some of the images of it pretty much finished off. We tried a couple different top colors. Here it is with a black top, top down, recessed into the body the way that it should be. Fantastic details. Love to see it from all these different angles. And then we also went after it with a different color top. It looked like in the original image from 1948 that the top was beige in color. And so these are probably my favorite ones that the artist did. His name is Dan Palatnik. He's based in Brazil, I believe, of all places. And he really knocked it out of the park when it came down to the renderings of the Mercedes. Really thrilled with these, very inspirational for me to maybe take this baby all the way. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. It's dinner time. Keep on digging them up and driving them, folks. Bye-bye.